What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 10 of season 2 of Solo Leveling. We'll be talking full spoilers ahead, so hopefully you've watched this episode. It'd be very weird if you're here for a review for an episode this far into the season. It feels like we're getting close to the end here. So yeah, we'll do a real quick spoiler recap, and which will be a spoiler if you haven't seen this. So episode starts out where the last one ended off, in the sense that they are basically sparring with each other, the S ranks from Japan and Korea. We get a bunch of the different team members kind of showing off their abilities. One dude who's like trying not to fight, he's trying to avoid fighting, ends up kind of going in a berserk mode, and Jinwoo steps in, stopping him from attacking somebody. And at this point, Goto, the guy who is the lead dude from Japan, basically is skeptical that Jinwoo is actually just a caster, and wants to spar with him one-on-one. They agree to do that. They go at it. It's fast-paced. People are having a hard time keeping up with it. Goto actually gets a hit in on Jinwoo. Jinwoo, twice in this sparring match, kind of wasn't ready for what Goto was getting ready to give him. And so, once he hits him all the way, or actually hits him, they both start getting a little too amped up, and into the point that both sides have to step in and stop them from fighting each other because they're getting just too into it, and they're too powerful to be doing that. So we find out that everybody's getting ready to go to Jeju Island. It is said that, we already knew this, but Jinwoo's not going with them because he has a life with his mom and his sister now that he would like to be there for. Also, the dude who is the healer, that I forget his name's like Bayek or something like that.
He's
dude
the S rank
who transforms into like the monster thing.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's not going either. We find out pretty close to when they actually are leaving that he does decide to go with them. Is there anything before they go that I'm missing? I feel like they said something and I'm forgetting it. Doesn't matter if you think it.
I think the only thing we really didn't really talk about there was the ants themselves.
Yeah, so the ants are evolving, basically. It's shown that they went from crawling last time they were seen to more humanoid and able to fly. Also, the queen ant, which is the one that they're going to be targeting, has birthed some kind of super ant. It's different colored, seems to have harder exoskeleton. I don't know if that's what they're trying to signify with that, but it seemed like it's a little more tightened up, and this guy's going to be a problem, it seems. And hopefully, they don't make more of this. Anything else on the ants? So everybody's gearing up and ready to go. They start heading in, and they basically start the assault on Jeju Island. You guys know the plan. One team's in there to distract and fight on the island, where the other ones go in to look for the queen and take her out. And we see that. It's going pretty smooth at first. Everybody's killing ants, enjoying themselves. The team that's going in lays waste to a bunch of them in the air with the ultimate weapon guy, the red dude, just blowing them all up with his fire abilities. They end up getting inside the nest, where he puts a fire barrier over the top so no one can escape, and then he shoots a bunch of fireballs into every single hole in the nest to basically see which one goes the furthest, and a bunch of them are blowing up and have fire coming out of them, but one doesn't, so they go down that one. They end up coming upon the nest where they see all the eggs. They see the mega egg of the new ant, and they are a little weirded out by that, but they're looking for the queen. And then we get a scene at the end where some of them that are out there doing the distraction are taking a break in between fighting the ants and kind of having some banter about the dude needs healing. The healer's kind of making jokes about like, it's going to cost you. And then all of a sudden the healer loses their head instantly, and we get a flash of what I assume is the new ultra ant that just murdered the healer. So that's the person you want to keep alive if you've played any games that depend on healers. It's not a good thing. Anything I miss?
I think that's all the major beats.
I think it's all the major things. What we think?
It's a setup episode, so Though the intro of kind of like getting a little taste of people's, at least the melee people's, or combat people's abilities was fun.
Yeah, we got the dancer chick. We got the big dude who can grow and get powerful. The guy was smaller than him, but also just as strong as him. The weird kid who berserked into some kind of uncontrollable monster. Goto, who seems pretty powerful, even though he went up against Jinwoo, was able to hit Jinwoo, which is impressive since Jinwoo just decimates everything he fights.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were signifying that he punches at a force that, basically causes like a wind or whatever to they show him basically punch and a beam comes out of his fist, and I don't know if that was just like some symbolism for like the force of the punch or if it was actually energy. So that's the only confusion I had on that part.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused too, because at one point when he's punching, it looked like he was just punching really quick around the area, but then also some of his punches seemed extended, like there was energy coming out. So I'm not sure either, but that's kind of where I'm confused about that too.
Yeah, and they obviously it was just kind of a tease for us as well, and it could have just been an artistic choice there. I'm not sure.
Although Goto did him dirty twice when they started out, and he was in the middle talking and he swung at him, which seemed like he was testing him, but then he went a little further than I think Jinwoo foolishly wasn't expecting him to go, and then ended up hitting him. I feel like in the circumstance of Jinwoo actually fighting something to kill it, it would have been different.
Well, I don't think Jinwoo realized too that like his smirking, like because he was
Pissed
getting
him off.
excited, but he was pissing the other guy off by doing that. So
Because
he felt
he's
like he was being taken lightly.
he's like the elite dude,
Yeah.
and somebody fighting him should be taking that serious. And Jinwoo is so powerful, and he has the ability to keep leveling that it's kind of interesting for him at best that this guy's even gonna might challenge him.
Yeah. One, and speaking on that note, Chaw Hunter and the Beast dude, can't remember his name right now.
It's like Bayek or something.
Yeah, those two had a small conversation too, where at first, he kind of was like, "Hey, do you think we should stop this fight from happening?" And basically turned into, "You're probably as curious as I am to see if it's true, if Jinwoo, can level. They've got this like idea that he's getting stronger, which doesn't exist. So it's funny to see them kind of like naturally kind of wonder about that, because he, even within like, I think it was like 2 fights, they noticed he was stronger. So that's kind of a fun thing for us to kind of witness other people figure out too.
Yeah.
Then yes, as far as just like watching the city get prepped for their their defense / assault, you have all your people at the coast and on ships out in the ocean, just to make sure nothing can make it past to get to land, because that's the big scare, obviously. And then with all the S ranks basically starting the assault, I'm curious to see, and I don't know if we're getting 1 or 2 episodes of a finale. I kind of had heard that maybe we're getting an hour episode, or we're getting 2 1-hour episodes. I didn't look into it myself, so if you know.
Yeah, without any potential spoilers, you might know somehow. Are we getting 2 episodes? Are we getting 2 1-hour piece episodes? Or are we getting 1 2-hour?
Or we're just getting both episodes in one day.
One episode, yeah. If you know, let us know. We can look it up. We probably will, but if you know right now, let us know.
Yeah, but obviously with the assault starting, because I kind of had brought up last time that I thought maybe this would be where we'd get cliff hung for the next season. But it seems like we're committing to fighting. So
yeah.
So I feel like we will get this island fight.
There's going to have to be some kind of resolution, and in the sense that it's going to have an end point. And now that we did talk about it in the last episode where we were saying like, oh, they're going to train, they're going to get ready, they're going to like get ready to go to the island. The season's probably going to end. But in this episode, they went to the island. They're there, and somebody already died. So
and shit hit the fan already. So
yeah, so I feel like they're going to have to commit to getting to an end point.
Yeah, the fun little tidbit, I guess we didn't mention, Jinwoo attached his soldiers to the shadows.
That's the detail I knew I was missing.
A bunch of S ranks from, I think it was the Japanese ones, which is so convenient because they're going to get in trouble, I'm sure, and he's going to have to show up.
And there's a guy live streaming it.
Yeah.
So he's going to see that.
Delay or something.
He's going to see shit's getting bad, and he's going to teleport there.
I think he'll also probably notice that healer or whatever. Well, no, because I don't know if he got her shadow. Regardless, I'm sure he'll notice if someone takes a big hit too, because he's basically spying on them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm sure that'll be his catalyst for instantly showing up to begin to save the day. So,
Yeah.
which I would love to see in glorious fluid animation. So hopefully the hour episode rumor is true, because that'd be dope.
The fight between, and they'll go all out too, because the end of season 1, the fight was fucking crazy. The fight between him and Goto was pretty well done.
Yeah, though it does a lot of like frame skipping stuff. That
Oh, it reminded me of like a more
90s
modern
animes.
Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
but it was better in the sense that it wasn't just people going. It was like actually animated his movements, but it was a lot of repeated of those animations.
Yeah, which is fine.
thought it
'Cause
looked cool.
obviously it's not a a serious fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like an actual fight, I would like to see like full animation. So
But there's like a scene where like well, it wasn't even when he's fighting Goto, but Goto. I keep saying it too quickly. Where the Berserker dude went to swing at him from his perspective, and then he watched his POV
fun
flip,
camera-
which looked really cool.
camera
But there was also a scene where him and Goto were like running around, and it looked pretty smooth the way they had animated it. So they put some work into that. So
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole season's been like good, anyways. But
Yeah.
they definitely spend more time on certain fights than others, right? Because this fight doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just sparring.
Yeah, sure.
So, but yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to see how badass this like new ant is. That
Mega
is
ant.
totally not giving me any Hunter x Hunter vibes at all.
I never watched Hunter x Hunter.
The last season's an ant thing. So
Don't like the art style.
yeah.
What's with the animated ants? Well, I guess this is manhwa, but you get my point.
Right. I think it's just the idea that ants are so strong for their body size type of thing, and
And they're,
kind of a variety of different types. So.
yeah, one, they're a huge army. That, yeah, it makes sense. Just not bees. What's up with that? No bees.
Not yet, at least. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, to kind of wrap my thoughts up, it's fun setup. Obviously, like we knew where it was going. Like, so there's no like big misters other than the super ant that was kind of revealed to us, and so seeing what that's capable of should be fun. So
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the episode. It's, like you said, a setup episode. So nothing deep here, nothing really too much to discuss outside of, I thought the sparring session was fun. I always like, seeing how, just like mentioning Dragon Ball again, Dragon Ball Z, seeing people who are on the same team sparring. It's kind of neat to see, who's more powerful, who comes out on top, is all the shit talk that they do to each other, who can back it, stuff like that. So that was a fun scene. Also finding out about the hunters we already know about, but also the ones we don't know about. I liked also seeing Jinwoo go up against somebody who's basically revered as a high rank, S rank, just because we don't really get to see that often with him. He's normally just fighting monsters.
yeah,
And
humanoid
so,
monsters a lot lately too.
yeah, but
not humans.
but we're not seeing his power scaled against another
Yeah.
S rank.
Yeah.
And it really shows just how powerful he is now. They're all basically,
They're all monsters.
well, yeah, but all these S ranks compared to Jinwoo are now like, he's Goku and they're all Krillin and fucking Piccolo and stuff now. Like, he passed them up.
Right.
I would have been curious to see what happened with him and Goto, but that got stopped. But I feel like Jinwoo would fucking wreck him. So that's interesting.
Yeah, if it got too dangerous, he'd just summon an army. So
Yeah. So I'm wondering when we're going to start introducing people who might, like, his power level can't get so high that he just leaves everyone behind that quickly. So how are we going to power scale? It's going to be interesting.
yeah, I also thought it was funny too because like they intentionally left him out because they consider him a caster type,
Yeah.
and then when he prevented that kick from hitting Chaw Hunter in the head, basically that Goto guy was like, caster, huh?
That's what I was saying earlier. He was skeptical of him being a caster. So
Yeah.
he's like, that's weird.
But he didn't start as a caster. That was an advanced job he got later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny the misinformation about him that people are getting, and then they'll look at him and go like, he's a caster.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of fast, agile movements, and he seems pretty strong. So yeah, that's funny to watch. So yeah, that was a whole cool scene. Them going to Jeju Island. I was not expecting this episode, but they did.
Yeah.
And we also saw action. I thought they were just going to fly there and then it's going to end. So I really just didn't expect them to rush us into that situation. But I kind of appreciate it because like it's basically getting it out of the way that yeah, they're there, they're fighting the ants. And the real challenge will be revealed in the next episode, which I can't wait to see. But it is wild that they've lost a healer already. And I'm wondering what that ant's going to do to people, because if you just murdered her, who are we going to lose? And it's funny because when they're all flying in and like all like handshaking and fucking celebrating and shit, I was like, how many of you are cannon fodder? How many? Because I don't know a lot of these characters, so they could be expendable.
Yeah, just given enough personality to like maybe like
Go like, oh, that sucks, he died. Oh, that sucks,
well,
she died.
You know, they kind of give that cool vibe, right? And so you get to go like, oh, I like that guy,
Yep.
you know, type of thing, and just enough to hate it when they die. So.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of suspecting here. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they already lost somebody, which is pretty crazy. And that one dude didn't get healed. Even though, he's still functioning, he took a hit already. So not a good sign. And then, yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens with the people in the nest now that we know that the super ant, mega ant, is outside. Are they just going to run to the queen and kill it next episode? Guess we'll find out.
Is she in there?
Is she in there? Yeah. Is it a trap?
Excuse me.
Like, it could just be a whole thing. The place was empty when they went in there. So it'll be interesting to find out. But yeah, great setup episode. I'm definitely interested to see where it goes from here on out. I'm awaiting Jinwoo to get the flare, and he's going to show up and take care of
green light to
everything.
go,
Yeah. Because I know, he's like, oh, I'm just going to stay behind. I'm like, well, that's kind of, I know you're like looking out for your mom and your sister, but helping destroy the threat of your country is looking out for your sister and mom. So he's going to be there. He's going to show up and have to do shit anyway. So I know we're just playing a game
weird
here.
Decision if he didn't.
Yeah.
Like just from the standpoint of like making a product for us.
Because if this doesn't get taken care of and they lose S ranks on the island, then they're at more of a threat.
Yeah.
Once the ants regroup and end up showing up to attack everybody. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that ends up playing out. And yeah, can't wait to watch the next episode. You got anything else?
The only other thing I was going to add, I forgot to talk about, was the Firecaster showed off like a large amount of like control over his spells, which was fun to watch as well.
Oh, yeah.
Him just kind of throwing out a quick boom right off the bat, and then decided it wasn't enough, so he did a huge like bomb level explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And then him basically like making a net with this fire and like shooting it in who knows how many different tunnels at the same time. That was just like, okay.
It was nice to see him finally actually do something, because we just hear about him all the time. We see a couple of quick blips here and there of him doing stuff, but not really seeing just how powerful he is after everybody talking him up.
Well,
but
they
he
really
does seem like a very proficient caster.
Yeah, well, and they've kind of like really tried to emphasize like when they've talked about the idea of him like fighting like in a melee or something like that. He's like basically, he's a caster, right? He's just hard. That's what he is. He's a caster. That's why he's always got all these tanks with him and stuff like that.
But he's a nuker.
Yeah. So kind of a fun dynamic, because we've mostly just seen people who like fight with a weapon basically. And
Yeah.
he is his own weapon. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this episode, some of your favorite parts. What did we miss, maybe? Something we didn't talk about. Let us know in the comments. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Unless you know, please don't tell us. We would like to move forward without spoilers. We're almost done with the season. We definitely don't need any spoilers at this point. We've been enjoying it blind this whole time, so hopefully you have as well if you are watching it blind as well. But yeah, where do you think things are going? What are you hoping for in terms of where it's going? And of course, if you have any recommendations for us to watch after this season is over, we take recommendations. We can't guarantee we'll watch them, but we definitely will take them into consideration. I think we are thinking about next season watching Lazarus. I'm very excited about that. And then maybe finally watching Shogun. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a TV show in forever. So.
Yeah, me neither. And it won a bunch of awards and has a bunch of actors that I love from Japanese movies that I've watched before. So, yeah, those are our thoughts so far. Let us know yours in the comments below. But I've been Seth. It's been Chevy. Stay tuned. We will have a Sakamoto Days review coming out soon, and more of this when it comes out. But until then, we'll talk to you guys later.